Brandon here, and time for more SexxxPerTease. Today's question is, how do you have the "are we exclusive" conversation? Definitely important conversation to have, because you don't want to end up in a situation where you think you're exclusive but the other person isn't, and then you later find out they've been seeing other people behind your back. Been there, not fun, and it definitely makes you lose faith in the relationship and whether you even have a future together, because it's just the betrayal of, I thought we were exclusive, but you didn't. So you were out here hooking up and dating other people, which makes me feel like you're not faithful, can't trust you, etc. So it's definitely gonna have this conversation before any of that drama ever occurs, and to make sure you both are on the same page. But I mean, it is hard to even tell, like, because some time does have to go by before you can have this conversation. Like, you can't go on like 1 or 2 dates with someone and expect exclusivity, because personally speaking, I never really was the type of person that's like, we need to be exclusive before we are in a relationship, because I kind of felt like I never believed in that whole like we're dating exclusively thing, because that was a new discovery to me in like recent years, because I always felt like I'm either single or I'm in a relationship. But again, this past relationship and past years definitely changed my perspective on dating and how people move in dating, and how different dating styles can definitely make or break your relationship. So some people do believe in dating exclusively, and it definitely is good if you both are on the same page, because if you are trying to date exclusively and then the other person doesn't want to date exclusively, then it kind of feels like a toss-up. Like, it kind of feels like no matter how much you like them, want to be with them, had a connection with them, if you want to be with them and only them, and they don't want to be with you and only you, it kind of gives you the perspective that, okay, this is a waste of my time, so it's time for me to move on, because this person doesn't clearly want to be with me, I want to be with them. So then it's like, you don't want to be in a situation where you want to be with someone more than they want to be with you, because then it just feels like, is this how the relationship's gonna be? Like, you are never gonna want me as much as I want you. So it is a hard conversation. I do feel like many people are scared to have the conversation of, are we exclusive? Because they're scared of hearing no, and they're scared of hearing the person that they want to be with doesn't want to be with them in the same way. So it is definitely a conversation that is a must and necessary to have, no matter how scared you are, no matter how awkward it could be, no matter how uncomfortable it would be. Like, an important quote I just learned now is that healthy relationships involve a lot of uncomfortable conversations. So it's better to have everything out in the open, clear the air, address things directly, than hold it inside, be scared of the conversation, be scared of the results. Because at the end of the day, if you are only hurting yourself, if you are denying the truth of the situation and not communicating with your partner. Like, you have to communicate everything in a relationship, no matter how scary it could be. So you have to tell the other person exactly how you feel, exactly what you want, exactly what you need. So I feel like having this conversation has to come at a point that feels natural. Like, it can't be after the first date, are we exclusive, or you seen other people? Though I do feel like some people might bring it up in the beginning and some people might not. Like, I personally speaking, whenever guys have mentioned they were seeing other people, I kind of just like felt awkward about that and got turned off, because I'm just kind of like, if I didn't ask you if you're seeing other people, I clearly don't care. But if we are dating and I'm under the impression you're not seeing other people, then yeah, it is something I need to know. But when guys just randomly blurt out, yeah, I'm hooked up with this other guy, or yeah, I'm seeing this other person, I'm just kind of like, okay, like, especially if it was just like a friend with benefit or like a hookup, because then I'm just like, why are you telling me? Like, we're not like together, we're not in a relationship. So it's just kind of like, why are you telling me this information that I didn't ask for? But again, if you are dating each other, going on multiple dates, seeing each other multiple times a week, dating this person, developing feeling for this person, want to be with this person, then it is someone that you need to make sure you have a steady connection with, and that you are actually on the same page with. Because again, if you're trying to go to the next level of, this is someone you want to see more frequently, more consistently, and more seriously, then you need to make sure you're on the same page at all times, because otherwise it's just going to be chaos and heartbreak from the beginning. So I think, especially, some people believe in like 3 weeks, some people believe in 3 dates, some people believe in 3 months. Like, are we exclusive? And I feel like there is no right time frame, because it also depends on consistency. Like, if you're talking every day, you're seeing each other multiple times a week, then you might know after like 2 weeks, like, hey, are you seeing other people? Do you want to be exclusive? Because I feel like everyone's completely different, like, what point do you want to be exclusive with each other. So you just have to bring up the conversation when it feels right for you, but it has to be at a point where it's like you've at least been consistent with each other, like no gaps. Because again, if you are only talking like every few days, or you're only seeing each other like once a week, that gives plenty of opportunity for them to be dating other people. Like there's plenty of opportunity for you to be dating other people. So it's like you don't know what the other person's doing if you're not even communicating frequently. So I feel like it's only appropriate to have this conversation when you are consistent and being consistent with each other. Like you can't be like, are we exclusive even though I haven't heard from you in 2 weeks? Like that's dumb. And even if it's been like, I heard from you like a week ago, like clearly something is up if they aren't even consistent with you. So make sure to only have this conversation when it does feel like this is going somewhere. Like this is someone you want to date exclusively. Like you'll know when you know, like when you have a person in your life and you're already like, I don't want to be on apps, I don't want to talk to other people, I don't have random hookups anymore, like I know this is the one person I want to be with. So honestly, when you get to that point, I feel like you should definitely bring up the conversation. Don't be scared, because if they say no, then oh well, you gotta move on. It might hurt, but it's better to know that they don't like you as much as you like them, instead of finding out later on like you thought you were the only one and then they've been with way other people behind your back. And worst of all, they could be developing more feelings for someone else they've been seeing and not you, but you develop more feelings for them than anyone else. So it's just like you need to have the conversation like as soon as possible, but not too soon that you look crazy. So that's definitely my answer for the situation. I definitely would say at least give it some time, depending on how much you've frequently been seeing each other. Because I feel like even after a week, if you see each other every day, like, or spending the majority of the week together, you might know after a week, like, hey, are you seeing other people? Are we exclusive? Like, that is a good conversation to have, because it's like, why are you spending every day with me, but you still don't want to be with me and only me? Like, that wouldn't make any sense to me. That might seem too soon to some people, but for me, I feel like, again, consistency is key. How much effort are they putting into seeing you, spending time with you, being with you? That determines, are we exclusive? Do we want to be exclusive? Is this something worthwhile? Because if you want to spend every day together that soon, like, clearly you really like this person, and clearly they don't really have any time to be seeing anyone else. But yeah, have the conversation when it feels right for you, but definitely when you know that consistency is key, communication is key, and hopefully you get the answer you want and they want to be exclusive if that's what you want to. Thanks for joining me for this episode of SexxxPerTease.